Hi, I'm Trav. It's the afternoon of day 6 and I'm headed to the neighbourhood of Mullae. Mullae is an industrial area that saw a decline in the late 90s during Korea's financial crisis. With that came cheap rent, which attracted young people, particularly artists, to the area. Among its small metal workshops you'll find plenty of street art, as well as many hip cafes, restaurants and bars. One such cafe is Russ Bakery, which was really busy. I couldn't find a spot on the 2 indoor levels, so I headed to the rooftop in less than ideal conditions. I ordered a lemon cranberry scone, a raspberry pastry donut, and a milk tea. The scone had a nice balanced flavour, mainly cranberry on the inside with a subtle lemon coating on the outside. The pastry donut was great as well, crispy and crumbly with a sweet raspberry icing, and the milk tea served as a neat palate cleanser. Soon after, it was time for dinner, so I went to Old Mullae, a restaurant with a focus on Western pub fare and craft beer. I got the wings, chips and salad, which really hit the spot, especially washed down with their refreshing Life Best lager. After a bit more strolling and appreciating the vibes, it was on to the neighbourhood of Sillim, a more built up hub for nightlife. Looking for an easygoing place for a drink, I found Yokjeon Halmoni Mekju. I got a highball and some Yeongnom fries, which were amazing and super crispy. On my walk around Sillim, I stumbled upon these dazzling lights along the Dorimcheon River. This is the Kwanak Starlight Walk, which appears every year around November. It offers a lot of pretty photo ops, which, if I've learned anything about Korea, is something they absolutely love. Even if you're not in Sillim in time for this display, there are still plenty of bright lights to be seen along the lively streets. It seems like a great place to hang out for drinks or to sing your heart out at a noraebang, though more suited for people coming as a group than solo visitors, I reckon. And speaking of, it was time for this solo visitor to go to bed. It's my last full day in Korea and I'm taking a trip to Nami Island, a popular destination to surround yourself with natural scenery. From Yongsan Station, it's an hour train ride to Gapyeong. Now that's a power walk. Then a shuttle bus to reach the wharf. Once you reach the wharf, it's a 16,000 won ticket to get you to and from the island via the ferry. Cue me dramatically staring out at the water. Here you'll find a lot of families, couples and groups of old ladies who like to pose with trees. You'll also find ostriches. I don't know where to go with this, but you'll find them. Or maybe they'll find you. Nami Island's autumn foliage dishes up some spectacular colours. It was unreal how vivid they were. These trees near the guest houses made for an absolutely stunning display. In the middle of the island is a strip with various eateries. I got this chicken skewer with a rich marinade, which was good but very messy. It also got this peacock stick of approval. A popular activity is exploring the island on bike, which you can rent at the nearby bike centre. Half an hour is enough to go around the island, but I found an hour to be nice to be able to do it at a relaxed pace. I tried to figure out a way to film while riding, but it was too difficult, so you'll just have to trust me, it was nice. Before I left, I had this dessert, which is toasted marshmallow on the outside and ice cream on the inside. Very good, but not very flattering to eat. Time to head back on the ferry and away from the island. After about 15 minutes of waiting for the shuttle back to Gapyeong station, I got impatient and decided to walk back. It's about a 25-minute walk, so not too bad. Upon returning to Seoul, I randomly got a craving for American barbecue, so I went to this place in Itaewon, Linus's Barbecue. I got the original platter, which is brisket and pulled pork with pork and beans, mashed potatoes, slaw and bread rolls. The meats were super tender and flavourful, just what I'd hoped for, and the pork and beans were divine. I could have had several bowls of that. The rolls on the other sides were decent, not as good as the meats, but yeah, the meats are the main part of the meal and they nailed that, so that's fine. And that wraps up the Allergic to Kimchi series. Thank you for following along. It had been an absolutely bumper week in Seoul. I was so happy with how much of the city I got to cover and experience. But it was time to say goodbye. Don't worry, the next adventure isn't too far away.